call. And by the way, ahead of another very, very hot day, in fact, couldn't it, the hottest day of the year so far, the RSPCA have today issued a reminder for dog owners not to leave their pets in cars, even for just a few minutes. It comes after police in Coventry had to break into a car at the weekend after they were concerned for the animals' welfare. And, as I say before, we could be seeing temperatures as high as 28 degrees today. So I think the message needs repeating. Why is it still happening? You'd think, actually, wouldn't you, at this stage, that everybody was aware of what to do and, crucially, not what to do if you own a dog? Well, let's discuss this with multi-award-winning media vet, author and animal welfare campaigner Marc Abraham, a friend of the show, of course, as well. Welcome back to the Wake Up Call. How are you?
Good morning, Anna. Yeah, all good, thank you. And it's a really important topic to be discussing, so thanks for getting me on.
It's a pleasure. Before we get into it, massive congratulations are in order on being awarded an OBE in the Queen's birthday honours this weekend. So how do you feel about that?
Oh, well, thank you. Overwhelmed, surprised, delighted, blown away, all those things. It was... it's just amazing, really, and totally dedicated to my late dad and my late grandma and little Lucy, who we named Lucy Thor after, and of course all the grassroots campaigners and all the listeners and just the public who have helped make change happen. Signing and sharing e-petitions and contacting MPs. It just proves that with the minimal resources available, change can happen, and in this case, benefiting animal welfare.
Yeah. Indeed.
So thank you, everyone.
Oh, well done. We're really thrilled for you here at the Wake Up Call. So back to dogs in cars. That's a pleasure. Yeah. Back to dogs in cars. Now, it strikes me as strange that people are still doing it. I mentioned, what happened in Coventry over the weekend. But my producer made a good point. He said, do you think this is people who've got dogs in lockdown but actually aren't so well versed in how to look after them?
Oh, have you been reading my notes? Basically, there's two issues with dogs left in cars. First of all, it becomes an oven literally within seconds, even with the window a little bit open. So it's just a no-no in terms of dog welfare. The other thing is, there's so much pet theft going on at the moment. Yes. You're basically saying, come steal my dog. So there's two huge issues why dogs should never be allowed to be left in cars. And I do agree with your producer, because I think so many dogs were bought in lockdown, and cats, and I think people are just inexperienced in the correct things to do. And another thing which is really relevant today is the whole walking dogs in the middle of the day on hot tarmacs, hot roads, and sort of not appreciating how hot that surface is and how it could potentially burn and blister sensitive paws and pads. So please just don't do it. And again, the times we walk our dogs, walk them early, walk them late. The French bulldogs, the short-nosed breeds, and other breeds susceptible to heat stroke, including greyhounds, and they're still being raced every day, even in the heat. And so there's a lot we can think about and do and be proactive in protecting their health and welfare. Yeah,
indeed. I suppose it's perhaps a tricky situation for dog owners, because what you can't do at the moment, you mentioned dog theft, you can't tie your dog outside a shop either, can you?
You're just asking for it to be stolen. I mean, there's so many dogs being resold online.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't mind talking about the next stage, which is pet theft and what we can do about it, because there's some really important debates happening on the 28th of June in Westminster. And we've got compulsory microchipping, but we haven't got compulsory scanning. So when dogs potentially that have been stolen go to the vet, there's no rule that says the vet should be scanning on first visit. So, dog welfare-wise, there's people out there looking for their dogs. So there's a potential for change. So I advise every listener, you've got phenomenal dog-friendly MPs in Kent: Tracy Crouch, Rosie Duffield, Roger Gale, Gareth Johnson. Contact them, get them to politely invite them to attend the event, the debate on the 20th of June, and ask them to push for scanning at first visit and make those chips count. Otherwise, what's the point of microchipping your dog?
Yeah, exactly.
If you can't get them back when they've been stolen.